Hello and welcome to Spectrum TV News at 12. I am Uyai Aniek and coming to you live from Uyai. President Bola Tinubu terms 2023 election most credible in Nigeria's history. Plus, former US President Donald Trump pleads not guilty to election charges. Executive Council meeting of the All Progressives Congress APC since his inauguration as president, where he adored, which has produced the former governor of Kano, Abdullahi Ganduje, as chairman. Tinubu said the party is an opportunity to fulfill the dreams of the founding fathers. The president. Away from that, the federal government has directed the chief members of the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, NARD. The federal government also directed the Hospital Services Dr. Andrew Noah was written by the letter the Secretary General of NARD, Dr. Kelechi Chikezie, on the policy. Petitioned President Bola Tinubu over alleged constitutional violations in the office represents Obokun and Oyarinde federal constituencies of Osun State. Also accused the head of the civil service director to oversee the OAUGF. Interpreted the constitutional provision that no one should hold a public office in an acting capacity for more than 6 months. The annual or detailed reports of ministries, departments and boards. He also noted that the development has hindered the Public Accounts Committee. Congress NLC has issued an ultimatum to the federal government to withdraw a lawsuit filed should the Federal Ministry of Justice fail to read a statement signed by the National President Joe Ajaero. The Ministry of Justice and National thought it agreed to suspend protests based on government failed to withdraw the lawsuit filed against economic operators for compliance traders. A statement by the National Organization Protocol. In the statement, the Acting Commerce Act of 2023 and will be designed to systematically code his commitment to tackling the challenges between the stakeholders. Meanwhile, the Police Service Commission (PSC) and the Nigeria Police Force, and by the head of Press and Public Relations (PSC) Ikechukwu Ani in Abuja. He said the agreement was reached when the Inspector General of Police IG Kayode Betokun visited the chairman of PSC, Dr. Solomon Arase. The two agencies, Ani said, according to him, the two leaders have also decided to jointly work together to ensure that issues of discipline are handled. For Clinical Care and Research Nigeria, Celia TEV, has called on both private and public organizations to adhere to essential maternity rights of workers. Theme for the World Breastfeeding Week, Let's Make Breastfeeding and Work Work. TEV said the theme focuses on breastfeeding and work to provide an advisor while stressing on the importance of breastfeeding to a mother, child and family, solicits government maternity provisions.
The theme for the World Breastfeeding Week, 20th of the world, to celebrate the World Breastfeeding Week, usually celebrated from 1st to 7th of August, to ensure that we have policies in place that support and encourage mothers to go on maternity leave at least for 18 weeks, and then to give like 2 hours station room and crèches in workplaces. We're encouraging that policies should be in place to support mothers to breastfeed for 6 weeks. But supporting the policies, just like I mentioned earlier, these policies will be in place because if we have a policy, it will guide organizations. Have crèches at workplaces where the mothers will be able to breastfeed.
Annually from August 1st to August 7th, with the aim of informing, anchoring, engaging and galvanizing action on breastfeeding and related issues. We move now to Africa, where Zimbabwe's President Emerson Mnangagwa has inaugurated a Changa age 80, who is seeking a second presidential term. On August 23rd, launched a 600-megawatt coal-fired power plant, reassuring voters that the plant will boost the critical enabler of development, adding that Zimbabwe was open for business. Still in Africa, Fano militia men Reports say the statement by the country's Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed announcing the state of emergency did not say whether to ban public gatherings, make arrests without warrants, and to impose curfews. To conspiring to overturn his 2020 election defeat, Trump, shortly after that court hearing, confirmed his not guilty plea and appearance in 4 months as a criminal defendant. Still on the foreign scene, Ukraine's military has launched an attack on Russia's bridge over the Kerch Strait last month. Through and flies over the strait. Reports say that the incident on the 17th of July marks the second time the structure was hit for damaging the bridge yesterday following a period of ambiguity. Still for details after this time out. Stay tuned and now to the rest of the news stories. On our base said that limited access to banks, financial services by exporters is one of the significant challenges stifling the smooth growth of non-oil exports in the country. Yakusak said this while speaking with export desk officers from 29 headquarters in Abuja. Recall that the Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank of Nigeria recently increased the benchmark interest rate to 18.75% from 18.5% in May. According to him, the lending issue affects the nation's non-oil exports. Still in business, the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, has warned Nigeria and other African countries to brace up for higher food prices following recent developments that have temporarily halted Ukraine's food exports to African countries. The USAID's Deputy Administrator for Policy and Programming, Isobel Coleman, had already begun to trigger higher food prices around the world. She noted the impact of the food price hike would be more felt in developing countries that were import dependent and had conventionally relied on grain imports from Ukraine. Moving now into the health sector of neurodevelopmental delays later in life. They noted that fiber is a critical component of a healthy, balanced diet needed during pregnancy and should be taken with appropriate guidance from nutrition specialists. According to an intake during pregnancy may hamper the development of the fetus, while appropriate intake would affect the baby's development positively. She added that dietary fiber increases the weight and size of one's stool and softens it. In sports, the Super Falcons have started preparations for their round of 16 fixed day break following Monday's 0-0 draw against Republic of Ireland. The training was supervised by head coach Randy Waldrum. Defensive midfielder Deborah Abiodun is available for selection again after captain Omololu Waheed has expressed optimism in the team's ability to perform well in the Algeria Professional Football League next season. According to him, with the caliber of players, the zeal, commitment, as well as the level of discipline, the team will have a strong side for the new season. On our entertainment news, United States Consul General giving remarks at the pre-award reception in honor of the 16th Annual Headies Music Awards. Stephen explained that the return of the Headies Award to highlight the important role of an inclusive and sustainable creative ecosystem in advancing economic growth and strengthening bilateral people-to-people ties. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Consul General celebrates African culture, resilience, and creativity. Still on entertainment sensation Tenny and Cheesy. Reports say the collaboration is a testament to how defying power of music transcending geographical and cultural boundaries. That's all we have for you at this time. Do well to follow us on social media. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, Spectrum TV. And do enjoy. Good afternoon.